Hello, and welcome to the WHSS video series on Steps to Gaining Housing. My name is Dan Mills, and I'm the Housing Navigator. Today, we're going to discuss what you should ask about when calling an ad for an apartment. I did a previous video about how to find housing and read a rental ad. In that video, I showed an ad for a studio apartment that didn't provide a lot of information and left us with a whole bunch of questions unanswered. So let's get into it. Here's the ad I showed in that video. So let's talk about what we should ask if we decide to consider applying for this unit. Before you call a landlord, write down any questions you have and leave room below each question for any notes that you may want to jot down when you call. Also, make sure that you have good reception, a quiet area to make that call, and the time to ask all the questions that you have. So, what you should ask depends on what is in the ad and what's not. My advice: always confirm what the ad says and ask open-ended questions about what it doesn't say. I like to start with a statement about what you liked about the apartment and then follow it with a question like, what else can you tell me about the unit? In this example from that previous video, I would ask the following questions because, as you see from the ad, there really isn't much information, and what is there is a little vague. How many apartments or units are in the building? Does it have a private bathroom? What does the unit have for appliances? What utilities are included in the rent? The ad says there's AC and heat. Is that included in the rent? If these are included, who controls the temperature? I ask this because I've seen a lot of houses that were converted to multiple apartments where one apartment has the thermostat that controls the temperature for the whole building. Another question: are there any fees associated with the unit other than the application fee of $25, the security deposit of $650, and the rent of $650 a month? Now, this is a great question because some units actually split utilities among all of the tenants based on the square footage of their unit. Another question: do you require renter's insurance? Is there additional storage available on site? And what is the parking situation like? Add any other questions that you can think of that are important to you to ask and will help you decide if this is something that you want to consider applying for. And always ask if you can see the apartment before deciding to apply for it. By doing this, you may save yourself money on the unit if this is one of those "no way would I live here" list. Here's a handout that I provide to everyone who enrolls in the WHSS program with helpful suggestions on looking at apartments, including how to prepare for housing tours, questions to ask, and even follow-up tips that make a good impression and increase your chances of getting approved. Remember, landlords are people too, and just like everyone, including you, we all have biases. So making a good impression is important. Being prepared is one way to increase your chances of making a good impression. So give yourself some time to think about what you want to ask, what questions a landlord might want to ask, what you want to say, and what you want any potential landlord to remember about you. If you're not comfortable talking to landlords, it's okay to be nervous. Just do your best. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.